the path of peace and prosperity as we continue to uphold and cherish our unity.
President Buhari solicits cooperation of Nigerians in strengthening unity and development as Nigeria marks 59th independence anniversary.
And we can see what the great revolution of the government is doing, creating facilities, creating an enabling environment.
Correspondence on sectoral analysis of Nigeria's journey since independence. Plus, welfare of Nigerians to top discussions with Cyril Ramaphosa as President Buhari sets for South Africa. Good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining us on this special occasion of Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary. I am Jummai Yusuf. Michael Olale joins us from Lagos and Chine Nwoye is on standby in Enugu. We begin with President Buhari's broadcast to the nation where he said it was time for all Nigerians to bury their differences and work assiduously towards achieving a united, prosperous and purposeful nation. The president is optimistic that in the face of the 21st century opportunities and challenges, Nigeria will emerge stronger and more resilient than ever. The president in the broadcast marking the nation's 59th independence anniversary also made a case for combating corruption at every turn. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the details.
Fellow Nigerians, let me reiterate my call for unity across our dear nation.
President Muhammadu Buhari is convinced that if Nigerians had been united in purpose, greater achievements would have been recorded by his administration in securing the country, enhancing the economy and fighting corruption.
The path of hatred and distress only leads to hostility and destruction. I believe that the vast majority of Nigerians would rather tread the path of peace and prosperity as we continue to uphold and cherish our unity.
The federal government, he emphasized, is committed to not only responsibly managing the nation's oil endowments and prudently saving oil income, but also investing more in the non-oil job-creating sectors.
We will also continue our fight against illegal bunkering of crude oil and the smuggling of refined petroleum products across our borders, including the diligent prosecution and conviction of offenders found guilty of these acts.
The Ogoni cleanup, the president promised, will be accelerated, so also efforts at improving the power sector towards complementing other infrastructure investment projects like the Mambila Hydro Power Plant, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Second Niger Bridge, as well as Abuja-Kano Expressway. To this end, the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning has been directed to release 600 billion naira for capital expenditure in the next 3 weeks. On agricultural development, President Buhari said Nigeria's journey to food security and self-sufficiency is well underway.
We have made remarkable progress in almost all segments of the agriculture value chain. We must not go back to the days of importing food and thereby exporting jobs.
The president also gives reasons for the recent constitution of the Economic Advisory Council, saying this is to ensure that Nigeria remains on track as it strives for collective prosperity. Consequently, revenue generating and reporting agencies will henceforth be greatly scrutinized, exceptional revenue performance rewarded, while severe consequences will attend failure to achieve agreed revenue targets.
We are also committed to ensure that the inconvenience associated with any painful policy adjustments is moderated, such that the poor and the vulnerable who are most at risk do not bear the brunt. We shall continue to invest in education, health, water and sanitation, as well as food security, to ensure that the basic needs of our teeming youth are met, while providing them with every opportunity to live peaceful, prosperous, and productive lives.
The Nigerian leader, who takes pride in the billions of naira saved through the various institutional reforms, reaffirmed the government's commitment towards ensuring that transparency and good governance are institutionalized in public service.
The blight of corruption is fighting back. Nevertheless, this is a battle that we shall see through, and this is a war which we shall win by the grace of God. I will also call upon all Nigerians from every walk of life to combat corruption at every turn. Together, we can overcome corruption and will no longer be a country defined by corruption.
President Buhari called on states to intensify their own efforts towards instilling greater fiscal transparency and accountability through efficient and optimum use of scarce resources. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, a special change of presidential guards silent drill display formed part of activities that took place at the presidential villa Abuja in commemoration of Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary. State House correspondent Jide Onifade tells us more on this.
These are members of the Presidential Guards Brigade in silent drill display. And the precision with which this is being done draws applause from guests. There are many lessons to be learned from this event. One is the composition of the group, which is made up of equal number of male and female officers. This, as some of the guests note, is an indication of what the president's vision of a new Nigeria is. A nation where equity and justice will reign, where every Nigerian will have equal opportunity to participate in the task of nation building.
The National Assembly, particularly where we are, is prepared to ensure that we come and give very good legislations that will ensure that the economy does better, that the security of this country improves, that at the end of the day, we should be able to achieve those laudable objectives and goals of our founding fathers and present leadership of the country.
A long way. It's not Uhuru yet, we're not there yet, but it's a slow and steady progress. We will get there.
Yes, we acknowledge challenges, but going forward, we must be very positive in our attitude. And like the President said this morning, the change must begin with each and every one of us. In our various spheres of influence endeavors, we must begin to change our attitude, our ways of doing things.
Once elections are over, I think everybody should join us together to build the country. Because I believe that even those in opposition, they mean well for Nigeria. And therefore, they should join hands with the government. And let's build a very united and prosperous Nigeria.
I think that is every reason to celebrate. We remain one nation. We have our challenges. I do not know of any nation that doesn't have challenges. But whatever you want to say, my conclusion is Nigeria is much more than the sum total of all the problems that people talk about. I am very confident that the future can only be better.
There's a lot that Mr. President is doing to ensure that the welfare of civil servants is taken care of, and we are all appreciative of that.
We have a transformational leadership that is laying the basic foundational structure for this country to stand on in the years ahead.
We urge our people to be patient and tolerant with the government as we move to the next level, so that the present government can deliver what we call dividends of democracy to our own people.
Are you sure you are calling over correctly? Yes, sir!
The conduct of the change of guards parade proper, aside other displays, include the handing and taking over proceeding up to the brigade commander, who in turn reports to the president.
New guards are taking over correctly.
And receives permission to join the guards. The event also formed part of the Nigerian Independence Anniversary celebrations, and the president signs the National Anniversary Register, cuts the anniversary cake, and releases the pigeons, a symbol of peace and unity. In the views of many of the dignitaries, the army and other security agencies have demonstrated and still demonstrating the commitment to having a peaceful and united country. And this is also expected of all Nigerians. From the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
In the meantime, United States of America's President Donald Trump has extended his warm regard to the people of Nigeria and President Muhammadu Buhari for the 59th anniversary celebration. In a statement issued by the American Embassy, President Trump describes Nigeria as America's strongest partner in Africa. He said, Nigeria and the U.S. share common goals on expanding trade and growing economic relations, as well as partnership in the fight against terrorism. President Trump applauded efforts of the Buhari administration in kicking out Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa. Still on the independence celebrations, Mayor Ogidi captured the mood in some states in the country.
Uniformity of steps that depict Governor Okowa's wish of unity for Nigeria. All classes of people seated at the cenotaph Asaba for the 59th independence celebration, with a message on the sustenance of the indelible legacies of the founding fathers.
At 59, we are about to make further progress and follow the speed of sustainable development across the globe as a united people.
The dexterity of the Nigerian police was not in short supply in Ibadan, Oyo State. Governor Seyi Makinde, though represented, renewed the stand of the state government in the promotion of the One Nigeria project.
I congratulate you and urge you to pray. You will have a successful time.
In Kano State, it was a memorable outing for the security agencies, and for the state government, the celebration should serve as a reminder on the need to uphold the unity that strengthened the founding fathers to achieve such victory in 1960.
Upon the resolve and commitment of this administration to continue to spread the gospel of peace and unity.
For Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State, the Independence Day celebration was dedicated to holding talks with the religious community and the youths to chart a way forward in contributing to national integration and nation building, while those not part of the indoor meeting visit relaxation sports with best wishes for Nigeria.
I wish Nigeria good hope, and it will be well with Nigeria.
In Kebbi State, it was low-keyed, devoid of the usual fanfare, as Governor Abubakar Bagudu addressed the state during an interaction with the media.
Even with shortages in revenue, President Muhammadu Buhari in the last 4 years have been able to confront the insecurity challenge.
Words of advice and need for tolerance came from prominent members from the home of solid minerals, that is Nasarawa State.
It is dishonest, it is unpatriotic for anyone to say there has been no progress. There has been progress.
We have had our challenges, political, economic, and otherwise. However, with the coming of this administration and with the vision of Mr. President, after the first 4 years, one can clearly see that Nigeria is on a path to attaining excellence.
For the Alumni Association of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Nigerians have a lot of positives to reflect on, ranging from improved national security, revamping of the economy, and the setting up of the Northeast Development Commission. President of the association and Nigeria's police chief, Mohammed Adamu, in a statement appealed to all to work with those in authority to reflect the dreams of the nation's founding fathers.
Away from stories marking Nigeria's independence, President Muhammadu Buhari will be departing Abuja tomorrow on a 3-day state visit to the Republic of South Africa, following an invitation by President Cyril Ramaphosa to discuss welfare of Nigerians and find common grounds for building harmonious relations with their host. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the visit came against the background of recent xenophobic attacks, the evacuation of hundreds of Nigerians, and the exchange of visit by special envoys of President Buhari and Ramaphosa. While in South Africa, President Buhari will hold a town hall meeting with Nigerians living in the country with a view to sharing their experiences and reassuring them of Nigeria's government's commitment to working for the protection of their lives and property and promoting peaceful coexistence. The President and his host will preside over the South Africa-Nigeria Bi-National Commission, during which a progress report will be presented at the end of the meeting. Both leaders will sign a joint communique. The President and his delegation, including Nigerian business representatives, will also participate at the South African Nigerian Business Forum with their host counterparts. President Buhari will return to Abuja on Friday. Still ahead, sectoral analysis of success story in Nigeria's journey. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Adeleke University, a faith-based learning institution located in the serene and historic town of Ede, Osun State, Nigeria, running on the well-thought vision of its founding fathers to improve lives and society. The institution offers affordable and quality education. We are currently offering admission into our faculties of science, engineering, law, and art. We are also offering entry into the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and the Faculty of Business and Social Science. Our College of Postgraduate Studies offers you the chance to earn your master's and doctorate's degree in over 30 disciplines. For more inquiries, please visit www.adelikeuniversity.edu.ng. You can also call 0806-820-2021. Adeleke University, education, excellence, character.
On behalf of the good people of Gombe State, I celebrate with the President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, on the occasion of Nigeria's 59th independence celebration. It is another opportunity for us to sustain the legacies of our founding fathers as we build a unified, peaceful and stronger nation. Long live Gombe State. Long live Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Signed, Muhammadu Inwahaya, Governor, Gombe State.
It has happened though. The best is here. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) has introduced the latest meter asset provider regulations (MAP). The meter asset provider will eliminate estimated billing in the country. This new deal means customers will have meters installed in their premises while they pay the service charge over a period of time. But when the customer decides to make full upfront payment for the meter asset, such customer will be exempted from the payment of metering service charge and your meter will be installed within 10 working days. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC).
What makes a nation truly unstoppable? It's being able to push in the face of odds, rise above limitations, and realize that everyone's effort counts when it comes to nation building. What makes us unstoppable? It's when we work together as a team without letting our differences hold us back. There's no stopping the Nigerian dream. Reach for your peak, Nigeria. Happy Independence Day.
The management and staff of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, in partnership with Australia Awards, announces the holding of the first of its kind international conference with the theme, Strengthening Women's Involvement in Public-Private Partnership. Special guest of honor, Hajia Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date, Wednesday 2nd to Friday 4th October 2019. Venue, Lagos Osun Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. prompt. This event is strictly by invitation. The management and staff of the ICRC also wishes to heartily congratulate His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the good people of Nigeria on our nation's 59th independence celebration. God bless Nigeria. Engineer Chidi K.C. Izua, Senior Director General CEO, ICRC, Announcer.
Hey, you!
And now you are the talk to. Sabi you now. It's in your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Torosa, Shangalo, Oganekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you don't think carry last for this one.
A spear into the torpedo.
We Sabi say Peking will crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for her. Go for football. Go for Osirio on the Liga Marchings live. Go for GoTV Max.
The Joint Committees of Senate and House of Representatives on Finance announced a change of time for its public hearing on the Medium-Term Expenditure Framework MTEF Fiscal Strategy Papers, FSP 2020 to 2023, slated for Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All invited federal government agencies are to note the change of time accordingly, please. Announcer, Senator Solomon Adeola, FCA, Chairman, Senate Committee on Finance.
Thanks for rejoining us. A country that cannot feed itself cannot boast of self-pride. This is the popular saying by agriculturists who insist that the political and economic sovereignty of a nation rests on its ability to ensure food security. What are the success stories in Nigeria's agriculture sector in the last 59 years? Our agriculture correspondent Bausa Baba Aliu takes a look at the country's food production and supply history, prospects and the challenges as the nation turns 59.
Many Nigerians are of the view that it will be impossible for Nigeria to revert her agricultural program to the way it was in the 60s and 70s. During the said period, the country was only exporting raw agricultural produce and in return importing processed food items. Road networks and research institutions were established to enhance production to meet international demands. Commodity marketing boards were also set up to coordinate the marketing of cash crops such as cocoa, cotton, groundnut, timber and rubber.
These were the things that helped the then three regions to build strong economies that sustained their regions while they paid tribute to the national government.
From the time once there was sectoral allocation of credit, where industry were being allocated direct by the government to direct the commercial bank, you have to invest 25% of your total deposit to agriculture, maybe 5% or 15% to manufacturing, and so on and so on.
This only lasted for only 2 decades due to the collapse of the agricultural programs occasioned by the discovery of oil, as well as change of governments. Since then, the country became food dependent.
We reached a situation, you might say, we are not even able to feed ourselves. What we are exporting, as I've said earlier, we started importing it.
Time of Shehu Shagare, we were talking of green revolution. Then General Obasanjo came up with Operation Feed the Nation. We should now be thinking of a strategic crop.
We shall make greater investments in our rural economies.
The coming on board of Muhammadu Buhari as Nigeria's president is changing the trend, putting in place various agricultural programs. This also includes the restriction of importation of food that can be produced locally, as well as providing financial and technical support to smallholder farmers.
We shall aggressively source locally our raw materials. We have incentives for investments specifically made in rural communities.
And we can see what the Great Revolution of the government is doing, creating facilities, creating an enabling environment, creating having to build about 14 moribund fertilizer companies across the country. Anchor Borrower scheme has got more than 300 billion.
Focus of the administration is not only to enhance primary production of food items, but also process and add value before export. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still in the spirit of the celebration of the 59th independence anniversary, music enthusiasts converged on the Millennium Park in Abuja to commemorate the day through dance and music at the Republic concert. Fun seekers amid the fanfare called for an inclusive government and enabling environment for the youth to thrive. Elizabeth Omori reports that more than 2 performers featured at the concert.
They are young and energetic Nigerians giving account of themselves on stage through their pulsating performances, all in the bid to celebrate Nigeria's 59th independence. More than 20 artists performed at the concert this year. Their performance rekindled their determination to grow and move the nation's creative industry to a greater pedestal through their arts. As Nigerians bask in the euphoria of the great achievements recorded for the past 59 years, the youngsters are advocating for more enabling platforms to thrive and contribute to the nation's gross domestic product.
Parts of things that can help better the economy and to keep the young Nigerians active. So this is an initiative to support, help and nurture us.
To actually celebrate Nigeria, obviously, not about fighting, but actually contributing to Nigeria positively, not negatively. So we should actually abstain from cybercrime. Yahoo, we should actually stop that.
Fun seekers who were thrilled by electrifying stunts pulled by choreographers had this to say.
Come around, have fun, try to bond, cohesion, and that is what Nigeria is all about.
The show is great. We look forward to a better Nigeria.
The show also featured performances from Flavor, Mayokun, Style Plus, among other Nigerian music acts. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Away from the 59th independence anniversary, the federal government has described an internet-based rumor and uninformed media commentary regarding presidential term limits as incorrect. The rumor gives credence to support groups staging street demonstrations asking President Buhari to embark on a third term in office. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says there are no circumstances, nor set of circumstances under which President Buhari may seek to amend the Constitution regarding the two-term limit on holding office as president. It adds that President Buhari intends to serve his full-term elected term in office ending 2023, and then there shall be a general election in which he will not be a candidate. The statement clearly indicates that there is not even the faintest possibility that this will change. It also explains that it is important to note that there was a past attempt to change the constitution to allow for the then incumbent president to stand for a third term. It insists this is wrong, unconstitutional, and rightly rebuffed, adding that no such attempt will happen under President Buhari. The statement says President Buhari is a Democrat who respects the Constitution, so any activity aimed at altering the two-term limit will not succeed and shall never gain his support. Let's now join Michael in our Lagos Network Center for stories from that zone. Hello, Michael. Happy Independence Anniversary.
Hello, Jumai, and welcome to Lagos. The future is bright for Nigeria and the plan of God for the nation will not change. These are the words of pastor in charge of the Household of God Church International Ministries, Reverend Chris Okuti, at a special independence service in Lagos. Joy Ken Abakwea was at the service and brings details.
It's Nigeria's independence anniversary, and the mood at the Household of God Church is that of celebration. Patriotic is the word that best describes the pastor in charge and the congregation, as they had nothing back in giving praises and adoration to God for sustaining Nigeria for 59 years. Reverend Chris Okote, in his message, says God's purpose is for Nigeria to excel above nations of the world. He admonished Nigerians to focus on the goal of achieving greatness, embrace change, and be faithful to the service of God and the nation.
Let no one's heart be troubled on account of these vicissitudes that currently embrace the corporeality of our nation, because we know that they are transient and they will pass, but Nigeria will remain. It is well with Nigeria, so happy celebrations.
The annual Independence Service featured special prayers for Nigeria and her leaders. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakuya, NTA News.
The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association NECA network of entrepreneurial women is calling on women to participate in politics as a way of profitably influencing their business initiative. This is coming ahead of the 2019 summit of the association expected to be held in Lagos. This gathering is in line with the new strategic thrust of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association network of entrepreneurial women to expand the spectrum of opportunities available for small and medium-scale enterprises. The association believes women hold the key to economic prosperity in Africa, which underscores the need to nurture and tailor these marketable ideas to deliver gains. NECA network of entrepreneurial women is, however, planning to hold a summit in this direction with focus on issues that will enable women-owned businesses to thrive.
It's no longer making money to survive. It's now making money to hand over to the next generation so that they will continue to be relevant within the economy of the nation.
This is the 5th year the summit will be held with the theme Power Up, No Limitation.
We want women to know that there is no peak, there is no height they cannot attain business-wise. That whatever they can envision, they will be able to achieve it. And we want to give them the tools, the mentoring, and the leeway to get there.
The NECA network of entrepreneurial women is expanding its horizon towards opening up channels of business initiative for women. That's a contribution from Lagos Nationwide. The news continues after the timeout. Please stay tuned.
Start your day easier and happier with LG Inverter. Gain peace of mind with an efficient laundry cycle. Feel cooler air even at midday without any worries. Enjoy mealtime with food kept fresh all day long. The LG Inverter enriches your everyday life. Better inverter, LG Inverter.
Air is a very tough guy who knocks out every opponent. But now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel makes treating malaria easy. Amatem Soft Gel is a game changer.
Amatem Soft Gel, a good to combat malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
The buzz of alarms hails you. Captain of the home, lady of the grind. Through the days of close deals and office politics, the carefree laughter of your little ones drives you. Even with school fees wahala, still you continue to push and believe. And these children where you see so go grow and prosper. Because at Union Bank, there's a loan for everyone. Apply today. Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
All my fears are running. What we are really cultivating here is a better future for all Nigerian women. And it's not always easy. Play the hero for a change. Panadol Extra relieves headache, backache, joint pain, toothache, and menstrual pain. The pain is worth it.
Hey, you! And are you how they talk to? I sabi you now. It's in day your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Torosa, Shangalo, Oganekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know if we carry last for this one.
a spear into the top corner.
We sabi say pikin go crawl before him waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for it. Go for football. Go for all Syria and La Liga matches live. Go for Go TV Max.
Let's now talk business with Amina Nojim. Hello, Amina. It's Independence Day. What's the business climate like?
I'll tell you in just a minute. Okay. Yes, it is a public holiday to mark Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary, and so financial institutions and the Nigerian Stock Exchange remain shut. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari, in his Independence Day broadcast, says the economy remains a priority and the country will continue to pursue accelerated, sustainable and all-inclusive growth through the stimulation of the non-oil sector. The oil sector comprised only 8% of the gross domestic product, yet contributing 70% of government's revenue and 90% foreign exchange earnings over the years.
Regrettably, previous governments abandoned the residual investment-driven non-oil sector, which constituted 40% of gross domestic product. To address this imbalance, our commitment to achieving economic diversification has been at the heart of our economic strategies under the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, which I launched on 5th of April 2017.
Since Nigeria's exiting of recession, the country has recorded 9 consecutive quarters of growth. Fitch Ratings in its new outlook says that global economy has deteriorated significantly due to acceleration in the US-China trade war. It forecasts world growth next year to fall to the lowest rate since 2012. Fitch World's GDP growth forecasts for both 2019 and 2020 have been lowered by 0.2% since June in response to the sharp escalation in the US-China trade war over the summer. Global growth is projected to fall at 2.6% this year and 2.5% next year from 3.2% in 2018. It would be the slowest pace of expansion since 2012 when the Eurozone crisis was at its peak. And that's it from the business desk. Jume, back to you.
Thank you so much, Amina. We now join Chineye in Enugu for the latest story from there. Happy Independence, Chineye.
Thank you, Jume, and welcome to Enugu. With committed collective patriotism and sacrifices by all citizens, Nigeria will be great again, and the heroes of our past will be happy that their labors were not in vain. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi expressed this hope at the Independence Day celebration at the Michael Obas Square in Enugu. Susan Eze has details.
With a salute and a call for a minute's silence in memory of those he described as Nigeria's esteemed nationalists and freedom fighters. People like late Herbert Macaulay, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Amadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, among others. Governor Ugwuanyi, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, acknowledged their patriotism and selfless service to the nation. Congratulating the President and Vice, Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Oshibajo on the occasion of the nation's 59th independence anniversary. The governor acknowledged their efforts and that of the nation's past leaders at steering the ship of the nation through troubled waters. He expressed the hope of brighter future through hard work and dedication to nationhood.
I am very proud that with committed leadership and collective patriotism and sacrifices, Nigeria will be great again.
Major participants at the Independence Day ceremony were school children who competed in the march past. The celebration was wrapped up with a parade at the government house where Governor Ugwuanyi inspected the guard mounted by the Enugu State Police Command. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
And that is it from Enugu. Network News continues with Juma in Abuja after this commercial break. Do stay with us.
Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary, gains, challenges and projections for the future. That is the focus this week on NTA Tuesday Live. The program, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m., promises to be incisive and informative. Don't miss it.
You don't reach 50 years now. When that program, when they call village headmaster begin. None of the program now. That program when all of now they run, go home, go look for my television.
I want you now to formally tender your apology to Headmaster Ali for causing him so much embarrassment.
And 50 years now. So because of that, we won't get big party where we will start everything for the 8th of October till the 11th of October. Now me, I'm a body invite you now, and my belly just the sweet. Because I don't say all those people they drink my palm, then go come drink it to go again. And me, radio jam, they call you now. They will not forget it.
Welcome back. Next is Sports Update with Tamara Ebue.
As Nigeria celebrates 59 years of independence, the sports enthusiasts are not left out as they bear their minds on how the country has fared in sports since independence.
Some teams have been able to record success at the international level and even the local level. On the basketball scene, I'm sure you know we made it to the Olympics, and both female and male. So a little bit of ups here and then a little bit of down here.
At 59, we ought to grow and we ought to make some impact on some areas of sports. President Muhammadu Buhari, he has tried a lot. Presently, the sports minister, a lot is being expected of him.
After the reinstatement of the duo of Blessing Okagbare Igor Tegwono and Divine Oduduru to compete in the IAAF Championships in Doha, the two have failed to progress. Blessing, who came fourth in 200 meters, would have been one of the best losers, but was disqualified for lane violation, while Divine came last in the semi-final of men's 200 meters. Expectations are now high for Nigeria to win medals from athletes competing in other events. From Jalingo, Taraba State, correspondent Joseph Osen reports that Bauchi State won the maiden edition of the Women Under-17 Northeast Zonal Volleyball Championship, organized by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, aimed at developing young talents.
We want them to come through a system, this system of competitions, so that they will be identified right from the grassroots.
6 states from the zone participated in the 3-day event. With Sports Update, Tamara Ebue, NTA News.
Now a quick check on the weather prospect for Wednesday.
You're welcome. This is what we expect across the country come Wednesday morning. We anticipate some weather systems to develop over the western flank of the country. And this is to give thunderstorms activities over Sokoto, Gusau, Niger, some parts of Abuja, extending to places around Jos, Lokoja, as well as places over Adamawa. Thunderstorms are also expected over the western part of the south. And for the rest of the cities not affected by these activities, we expect them to be in relatively cloudy conditions. And by afternoon, the bulk of the weather activities is towards the eastern part of the country, talking about Meduguri, Kano, Duse, Gombe, some parts of Yola, as well as cities over the south. And for the temperature forecast, do stand by. I am Akabi Samarda. Thanks for watching.
the news for tonight, a special Independence edition. Thanks for watching.